What if the very quality you're most proud of at 70 is the one quietly draining your health? Most people over 65 were raised with a simple rule. Be kind, be patient, don't cause trouble, keep the peace. And for decades, that mindset built families, careers, friendships. But here's the uncomfortable question. What if constant kindness, without boundaries, becomes dangerous in old age? Not dramatic, not obvious, just slowly corrosive. According to the American Psychological Association, chronic stress significantly increases the risk of heart disease, cognitive decline, and weakened immune function. The CDC reports that nearly 70% of adults over 65 live with hypertension. Stress is not just emotional, it's biological. And after 70, your stress recovery system is less flexible. Let's rewind to where this pattern begins. In early adulthood, being agreeable often pays off. You cooperate at work, you accommodate in relationships, you suppress minor irritations. Social harmony creates opportunity. Psychologists have long studied the trait of agreeableness as part of personality research. In youth, it predicts stronger social bonds. That's useful when building a life. Then your 40s arrive, responsibilities expand. You're caring for children, possibly aging parents. You say yes because it feels necessary. You absorb tension to protect others. You avoid conflict to keep stability. The pattern becomes automatic. By the time you reach your 60s, saying no can feel uncomfortable, even wrong. Now here's the shift after 70 that most ignore. Energy becomes finite. Stress resilience decreases. Recovery time lengthens. Research published in the journals of gerontology shows that perceived stress has a stronger physiological impact in older adults compared to younger ones. What you tolerated at 40 can quietly damage you at 75, and here's the breaking point. You start feeling drained, irritable, sleep becomes lighter, blood pressure creeps up. You feel resentment but push it down. Over time, suppressed resentment turns into emotional exhaustion. The fallout touches everything. Health declines, medical costs increase, relationships feel heavier. Retirement savings may be strained if you're financially supporting people out of guilt rather than choice. So, who are the 5 people you should stop being endlessly kind to if you want to protect your peace? Notice I didn't say stop being decent. I said stop being endlessly accommodating at your own expense. Person number 1. The constant taker. This is the friend or relative who only calls when they need something. Money, time, emotional labor. According to national surveys on other financial exploitation, millions of older Americans lose billions of dollars each year to family members and acquaintances. Kindness without boundaries becomes vulnerability. Person number 2. The chronic critic. Nothing you do is quite right. Your home, your choices, your lifestyle. Over time, exposure to persistent criticism elevates cortisol levels. Chronic cortisol elevation is linked to memory impairment and cardiovascular risk. You may think you're being mature by ignoring it. Your nervous system disagrees. Person number 3. The guilt manipulator. They use phrases like, "After all I've done for you," or "At your age, you should." Guilt keeps you compliant, but compliance driven by guilt erodes self-respect. After 70, protecting identity is essential. Loss of identity is associated with depressive symptoms in older adults. Person number 4. The chaos bringer. Every interaction feels dramatic. Financial crises, relationship explosions, endless emergencies. Stress contagion is real. Studies show that being around chronically stressed individuals increases your own stress markers. At 75, your heart does not need borrowed chaos. Person number 5. The boundary breaker. You say no, they push anyway. You set limits, they ignore them. Research on aging and autonomy shows that perceived loss of control is associated with higher mortality risk. When someone repeatedly overrides your boundaries, they chip away at your sense of control. Now here's the twist. Many seniors think protecting their peace is selfish. But data from the National Poll on Healthy Aging shows that older adults with strong boundaries and perceived autonomy report higher life satisfaction and lower loneliness. It's not isolation that protects you. It's selective connection. Let's talk about the failed fixes. Some seniors respond to draining people by cutting off everyone, total withdrawal. That often backfires, leading to isolation, which the CDC links to higher risks of dementia and heart disease. Others double down on kindness, hoping if they give more, the behavior will change. It rarely does. The solution is not cruelty. It's calibrated access. Here's how this links directly to today. America's population over 65 is growing rapidly. Multi-generational financial pressures are rising. Adult children struggle with housing costs. Healthcare expenses climb. Seniors are often seen as emotional anchors and financial safety nets. Without boundaries, peace evaporates. So, what can you do starting now? First, audit your stress triggers. Write down the names of people who consistently leave you feeling drained. Awareness is power. Second, practice one firm but calm boundary this week. I'm not able to help with that. No long explanation. No apology. Third, replace draining interactions with nourishing ones. Join a group aligned with your interests. Schedule time with someone who energizes you. Here's the clear warning. If you consistently sacrifice your needs to avoid conflict, you increase your risk of chronic stress-related illness. At this stage of life, unmanaged stress is not minor, it's cumulative. And here's the open thought I want you to sit with. What if protecting your peace after 70 is not about being less kind, but about being wisely kind? If this challenged you, press like so more seniors see it. Share it with someone who struggles to say no. Tell me in the comments which of the 5 resonated most. In the next video, we're diving into how to rebuild inner strength after years of overgiving. Subscribe now so you don't miss it, because your later years should not be spent managing other people's storms. They should be lived in clarity and calm.